Hey, what's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking wrestling at the Atascadero Greyhounds High School here. We've got Joe and Emma here, and we're going to learn a little bit about Emma, about being a girls wrestling in a, I don't know, kind of a boy sport maybe, but you're taking some wins. You're doing some damage, so thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. We got Joe. Joe's the head coach now at the Atascadero High School for the Greyhounds, your first year.
First year, yeah.
So we're going to learn a little bit about the program. You guys are kind of in the middle of your program right now?
Yeah, mid-season,
season?
just right after the New Year's, kind of technically mid-season. So, yeah, we're in the thick of it.
Awesome. So Emma, I'm going to start with you. So tell me a little bit about you. So you're a senior, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, did you grow up here? Tell me a little bit about your backing outside of wrestling.
I've pretty much lived in Atascadero my whole life since I was about 5. And before wrestling, my family was into like martial arts, so we did jiu-jitsu and all that, which kind of like led to me joining wrestling. And other than that, we kind of live on a little ranch and we just do a lot of agriculture stuff. So.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Okay, so you're right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got, when did you start jiu-jitsu and
I'd say
probably other stuff too?
probably started the jiu-jitsu around 5th grade elementary school, like going into middle school,
Okay.
and then started wrestling right after that.
And so then you obviously liked that, kind of took a liking to it, and then did your junior high school have a wrestling program
Yeah,
as well?
they did. I actually started with the club the season before because my little brother did it, and I didn't do any other sport other than jiu-jitsu, so my parents wanted me to try it, and I liked it, and I went into the middle school season.
So Joe, you also have Origin Wrestling Club up in Paso, which we had you guys on here not too long ago. How long have you been wrestling? I mean, obviously you've been wrestling, quite some time, but how long have you been involved with the coaching side of it?
Coaching side of it, probably the last 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
And the wrestling total, just been doing it since I was 7, around it, off and on. A long time, from 7 to like 20. Took some time off to work and get married and have kids and do all that stuff, and they got back into wrestling, which I'm grateful for. But been doing it for the last like 5 or 6 years.
And this is your first year as taking on the head position at the Atascadero High School.
Yes.
How has that been?
It's been awesome. Something that I've been wanting to do for the last couple of years as being an assistant coach or a volunteer assistant coach. Unfortunately, I did rupture my Achilles tendon literally the first practice. Doing something ridiculous, trying to do a backflip at 40 years old. A little bit of showing off, and I got humbled. But anyways, it's been great. The alumni have come back, helped me out. I still write up all the practices, still dictating coach from the side of the mat and all that stuff. But going to tournaments, going to duels, doing the whole thing, it's been a surreal experience, and I really appreciate it.
How is it having athletes on your team such as like Emma? How is that coaching like her?
Well, she is a big part of why I wanted to be a head coach. I kept coming back year after year. She's one of the athletes that really drew me in because of her dedication and stuff like that. But it's fun to coach someone who obviously wins a lot. And then it's also it's a good experience as a coach to coach individuals or groups, especially if we're talking about her, like someone who's coachable, someone who's a leader. She is also the captain of the girls' team, quasi-captain of almost both teams, right? She kind of leads our warm-ups and everything like that. So people look up to her, but it's been a pleasure coaching her. And again, it's coachability that I really am after, and she's very coachable. I've kind of almost taught her how to wrestle like how I used to wrestle, so that was kind of cool. Like she was the one who took to it the best. So it's been really fun and a cool journey to go on with her.
So Emma, you are a senior this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so tell me a little bit about some of your impressive wins over the last 4 years.
Honestly, my freshman year, I think that was all luck because I had no clue I was getting into high school. But then once I felt that high school season, I started doing off season because like I liked winning. It's a good thing to feel, and also you lose, but you learn from that. And I just wanted more and more, so I think me wanting more led to me like getting better and being able to win.
So you transitioned from jiu-jitsu to wrestling in the 7th grade. Is that right?
6th grade, but then COVID happened. So.
Okay. So in the 7th and 8th grade through junior high, was there a lot of girls on the team back then?
There was no girls. I actually wasn't able to compete at like pretty much any duels, and we only had one tournament when I came back. So that was like the off-season tournament. I didn't even have someone in my weight class, so they bumped me up, and I wrestled a girl in a different weight class.
So you obviously practicing with the boys, so you're not at that time, you didn't have any sparring partners. Do you call it sparring? Is that what would you call it?
Drill partners.
Drill partners.
Drill
yeah.
partners? Okay, so you wouldn't have any girls that you were going against, so you were forced to go against the guys.
Yeah, in middle school, I did mostly go against the guys because it was also a weight thing, because a lot of the girls in middle school were, like, really small, and I think I, like, grew really quick in middle school, and then I haven't grown since. So, like, I was kind of heavier in middle school, and then I've just stayed the same after that.
What did your parents think when you said that you wanted to start wrestling?
Oh, they loved it because my little brother did it, and I didn't really do a sport from that, and so they were really into it, and so they support me fully, and they ask me to do more actually.
So how much older is your brother?
My older brother didn't wrestle. My
Okay.
little brother wrestled, but they're both 2.5 years apart from me.
So your younger brother is wrestling now, so he's on the team, obviously.
Yeah.
So do you get to ever go over and grab a hold of him a little bit and take out some of the aggression from home?
We do sometimes, but we kind of avoid that.
I see it happen sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, did maybe some family
Yeah,
drama?
You could tell that there's a little aggression being let out sometimes. But, yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, but you also have a little bit of a foundation in the ranching, farming, and stuff like that. Tell me how that has really helped you build on your career as a wrestler.
Honestly, I think the whole ranching, I think that's what gave me most of the strength I have, because if you're moving heavy things and working with animals, because I used to never be into weights or anything, and so but I always had that little strength to me. And I think it helps with discipline too, because when you're ranching, you have to get stuff done, and if you take it to wrestling, you have to get it done, kind of thing.
So it teaches you a little bit more of the responsibility and the commitment as well. And I mean, you hit something on the head, and Joe can probably validate for this. Western ranching, farming strength is different than just being a bodybuilder or lifting weights.
Sure.
It's different strength, and you have that different strength. Sounds like.
Yeah, and she puts it to work, and it really pays off. So yeah, that's definitely an advantage for sure.
So Joe, she's in her senior year. What does your team look like now? Are you guys pretty stacked up in all the divisions, or is it lacking in certain?
Well, as far as boys team, we're very young. We have I would say 80% freshmen. As far as last year, we were 80% seniors. So we had a huge graduating class last year. So we have a lot of work to do. We're taking our lumps this year. We're learning a lot. A lot of the guys are committed to wrestling at Origin and putting in the time and seeing the long vision. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's maybe in 2 years when they're juniors and seniors, they're going to be really dominant in this area and on the scene statewide. Girls team, we have about, I think, 7-ish total weights, and we can't fill out a full roster. That's something we're looking to do as years go by, promote it more on campus and stuff like that, promote it within the club as well, trying to push women's wrestling, because we're major fans of women's wrestling, as it is, in my opinion, saved the sport as a whole. So we want to continue to push women's wrestling. But our men's roster, almost full. We have missing one spot, so we're almost full, but very young. And then we only have 7 on our girls team varsity right now.
Emma, and I'm probably answering my own question, but does the boys respect you being a female, or they're like, okay, let's not mess with Emma at all?
I say for the most part, there's pretty mutual respect. Obviously, there's joking and everything, but I don't think there's ever been a problem. So.
Yeah. And is there anybody that you fear?
No, I don't fear them. It just sucks when you have to wrestle them because they're obviously stronger than you. But
What weight class do you wrestle in?
I wrestle 125s.
125? And where is this your highest that you've been, or is this?
This is the highest I've wrestled. I prefer not to go up. I tried it once, and it's just sometimes once you jump weight classes, it's completely different. They get a lot taller, a lot stronger, and it's for me easier to go my normal weight. So.
Tell me about you don't work out at all?
I do work out.
Okay.
It's just when I first started, it wasn't my thing, but I think cardio and lifting weights is really important. There's the people who are winning everything. Those are the people who work out every day. They have good cardio so they don't get tired and all that.
So tell me about your workout program. What does a daily workout program look like for you?
Well, for high school, obviously we have our wrestling practice with the drilling, and we make sure to always get like some sort of cardio in at the end. And we actually do 6 a.m. weights twice a week. So one morning we go to the weight room, and then another morning we drill technique and or we'll do these workout circuits with some weights and all that. And that's what most of it, and we're definitely gonna try to go to the gym more and get more weights in for me personally.
How much does nutrition play into your success?
Nutrition's one of the biggest thing. I know I don't have the best nutrition for a wrestler, and I definitely want to clean it up, but clean eating is what makes you feel good on the mat. When you eat just pure junk, it's like you'll feel it on the mat. What you eat, you'll feel when you wrestle. So,
Joe, is kids much into like the supplementation these days in high school in sports, or is that when I was in school, taking supplements and stuff like that was like a big, like, no, you know?
I think that people as a whole have been becoming more health conscious, I think. So I think a lot of kids are, whatever they're seeing it on social media or reading about it or hearing about it, like people are tapping into more supplements, whether it's creatine or other supplements, but making sure that, again, what Emma said was like eating clean, no more cereal, sugars, all that stuff, like no more sodas. It's just good, healthy, clean everything, with additional workouts as well. But like, I think kids nowadays have kind of caught on to like, it's cool to eat healthy. It's good.
Well, it's interesting because, you being, you and your family with the animals and stuff like that and raising them, the difference between, an animal that has been, raised with proper nutrition, supplementation, good feed versus an animal that's just raised on junk, and you can see that in a big difference in their structure and their muscle tone and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So tell me about being your 100th win. Tell me about how that felt.
I actually didn't know that was gonna happen that weekend. Actually, right before my match, I told my mom she should count it up and see how close I was. And so after that match, I was kind of surprised to see it, honestly, because I thought I had like a few more maybe till I got there. So.
But what does that mean though? So 100th win in your high school career, correct? Mm-hmm. And I understand that a high percentage of those were by pin.
Yeah, about 90% of my wins I think were by pins. So.
And so you just had a contest this last weekend. Tell me about the weekend experience.
It was a really good experience. It's a pretty competitive tournament because it's like from when I started my freshman year, this tournament was so small and it's slowly like getting bigger and bigger. It was good. I felt my matches, some of them were pretty difficult, but I managed the ones I did win. I won them all by pins, and I hope to continue doing that. And my one match is I made a lot of mistakes during that, and I know that, and I really want to correct it, so I won't do it again next time.
So walk me through a match. So you're showing up to an invitational, mm-hmm. right? And you have some, pretty fearful people that you're going to be, matched up against. Walk me through what's going through your head as you're sitting on the side of the mat, as your division comes up, you walk out onto the mat, referee introduces. I mean, walk me through that whole experience.
Definitely for me, my mindset's the biggest thing. 'Cause I used to have a very negative mindset, and that would show on the match because I would think, oh, what if I lose? Then you can actually lose. If you don't think that, you have a better chance. And so I just try to stay positive, and I always listen to like really loud music. Don't think. So
you're wearing your ear pods mm-hmm. and hanging out.
Yeah, I sit there, and then once it's our time to go, straps up. I like to make sure I'm warm, make sure my legs, like everything feels ready. One thing I always try to do is shake the ref's hand. I don't know, that's something they do a lot in freestyle I've seen, and I feel like it's very respectful. Like you let the ref know, and once you go, like the other girl's there, and you got to be ready to go. That's just it. Once it starts, it starts.
So right before they go like that, do you have any ritual or anything that do you play out the match in your head?
My goal is just to know what's the first thing I'm gonna do, and for me to be the one to take the girl down, not the other way around.
Joe, how does that work with wrestling? Obviously you guys get game matches that you get to kind of critique and watch, and so you have your first, maybe that's your influence, your first move.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
I think for the most part, a good strategy is you should know what you want to do in maybe the first like 20, 30 seconds, right? And you want to be offensive. Wrestling is a feel type of sport. So whether I have a plan, or obviously my opponent has a plan too, they perhaps have the same exact plan. They want to score in the first 20, 30 seconds. So I'm going to feel that out. If they're more aggressive than me, I got to be able to be on my defense. We have something like they shoot, I still score, right? So if someone shot on her, she would down block, sprawl, push her head down, go behind, and she would still score, right? So we have drilled this over and over and over, right? Contingency plans. But then going before the match, like she was explaining, like everybody has their pre-ritual like match routine, right? I know I did. I know she does. And we talk about the mental side of wrestling because I think it's like 80% mental, right? We can do all this physical stuff and be in the most peak shape and everything, but whether you believe it or you don't, you're right? If you believe you're going to lose, you probably are. If you're going to believe you're going to win, you're probably right? So we try to stay positive and feed our mind and positive. I was talking to her last weekend about positive affirmations and all that stuff. But whatever we can do to get the slight edge to win, we're going to do it.
Do you ever, we talked about this before we went on, being scared, before a match. And we just talked about, the mindset, but how hard is it to kind of break that path, once you get into it?
Honestly, I'm always nervous before my match. Even I've wrestled a girl, same thing. But something Joe always says is like nerves are a good thing because it's your body telling you you're ready to go and do something. But I think it is just mental. It's like you could be nervous, but you can't be negative. Like,
do you have any conversation during the match with the person that you're wrestling? Are you talking? Are you guys talking at all?
I never talk to the girl. Like the girl I'm wrestling, I don't talk to them. I'm just like, I find it kind of weird sometimes. Unless like if you get stuck, it's like,
So
oh, sorry.
What are you doing this weekend?
Yeah. But we definitely have some people like right before the match. Some girls on our team, they'll just be talking to who they're going against. I'm like, okay, that's cool. If that's what you do.
To each their own.
Yeah.
What's your favorite move?
I don't hit it a lot, but I really like the crab ride. It's something he showed me, and it's really fun. And it's like an easy way to get him down and just flip him and pin him real quick. But other than that, I like doing bars just to pin him.
So going into a match, is pinning the number one focus, or is it points?
Honestly, if you're up by points, it's better because you could like try to pin him. You could try to pin him, and then bam, they flip you and you're pinned. So if you're up by points and they flip you, you're still up by points usually. So it's like depends. Like if you're better at staying up by points and defending.
I would also say if you're a pinner like she is, I was too in high school, is if your focus is the pin and you're putting people on their back and exposing their back, you're also getting near fall, right? So every swipe, meaning the ref's going to be doing this, right? And you get 4 swipes. If you get 4 swipes, that's 4 points. So if I didn't pin you, I just got 4 points, right?
And
so
what's a pin? Obviously, a pin is game or match.
Put in their shoulder blades on the mat.
Okay.
For like 3 seconds.
For a couple seconds and pin.
So not your shoulders, because I've seen some pictures where some girls are almost like on their head, and you got their shoulders to the ground, and they've got this massive arch that I didn't think a body could actually do.
Yeah.
It's as long as their shoulders are down, you get the pin. It doesn't have to be their back. It could just the shoulders.
Gotcha. Okay. So really, Joe. So the pin is obviously the ultimate
It'll
goal.
end it, right? You
Right.
could pin someone in 5 seconds or 3 minutes or 6 minutes, whatever. But like what I was getting at is she's a pinner. So whether she's going to continue to try to put you on your back, she's getting that near fall. So she also techs a lot of people, which is a 15-point gap. So she'll beat people, 15-0, right? Or, that 15-point gap, or she'll pin you, right? So it's either a tech or a pin or a tech pin, right? So it's just good, right? If you're a pinner, you're focused on just scoring a lot of points.
So for people that don't understand wrestling, how the sport works, Joe, walk me through like a match against, other schools or something like that. As it goes through the divisions, walk me through how that matchup would look like.
Well, if I understand your question correctly, like I feel like we have our dual meets against other schools, right? So it's their lineup versus our lineup. Then we have individual tournaments, right? That's when it becomes a little bit more individual in the sport of wrestling, where she can just compete for herself. But also all the points that she scores and her teammates score are tabulated up, and there is a team score, right? So you could win a team title at a tournament, and you can also win an individual title at a tournament. So we go through these tournaments throughout the year, and then it leads up to in February we have a CIF that she's going to attend in a few weeks that we're getting prepared for. By the way, she's the first women's CIF champion of Atascadero history.
Awesome.
She did that her
Wow.
sophomore year. And then we have a Masters tournament that we go to, which is you got to qualify at CIF to go to Masters. Masters is very tough, very competitive in the Valley. We got Clovis, Buchanan, all the D1 great schools that are going there, sending their teams there. And then the best of those people go to the state tournament in Bakersfield, right? And that's towards the end of February. And to me, that's the pinnacle, the peak of high school wrestling right there, unless you're going to nationals. But, like, it's one of the most beautiful, best state tournaments, in my opinion, put on in the country. And as girls wrestling has gone, it's elevated the entire experience.
Wow.
So, yeah, we got the duels, we got the tournaments, and it's all leading to the road to state.
And everybody gets, like, when you're matched up against another school or something like that, every division gets points, and then at the end of it, it's tallied up for the ultimate winner.
Correct. Yeah.
And then throughout the match, there's also opportunities for individual accolades for
Yeah, and that's a
whatever it
cool
may be.
thing about wrestling is, like, it's an individual sport, but there's still a team aspect to it, right? So you can still take a team title, but you can also do some individual things as well within a tournament.
Emma, tell me about representing the Team USA, right?
Team California.
Team California. Tell me about that.
That was a very crazy experience in my opinion, because that's not what I expected to do this summer. Like, when I got told I was on that team, like, I was excited. Pretty much a week and a
But how
half-
did that come about, though?
Oh,
How did it come about first?
it came about because we go to a state tournament off season, and if you place at that tournament, you get to go, pretty much, or you could get selected to go. And I hadn't heard about it until last year because I wasn't as big into the freestyle world, and so I heard about it. And I'm like, I want to go to that, and so I made it my goal to go to that, which I did this year.
And so you did. And so tell me about the experience of doing that.
I just think it's wild because you don't, at least for me, I didn't meet anybody until a week and a half before, and you had to go to this really, to me, it was a pretty intense wrestling camp kind of thing. It's like you're training, you're meeting all your teammates, and they just have you working, which it was my favorite workouts I've probably ever done. Really hard, but I loved it. And then not even it was 3 days, 4th of July, the day after 4th of July we got there, and then we flew out. You just got on the plane, you met your team at the airport in North Dakota. We stayed in the dorms, and we just practiced right until.
Where was this at?
Fargo, North Dakota.
And so did you recognize any of the names that was on your team, or
I
did
did,
they
yeah.
recognize you at all?
I don't know. A couple of girls actually did know me, but I think I knew more of the girls than they knew me, kind of, because I'd been watching and I've competed against a few of them.
Oh, you
So,
did?
yeah.
So some of the ones that were on your team, you competed throughout different tournaments or invitationals or
I'd met most of them at high school tournaments, actually. So.
Oh, so they're from around here?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the entire state. They're the best of the best girls that are competing year-round. She got to be on one California team together.
Yeah.
Wow. So does that mean, was that it? Can you go again next year?
Yeah, I can if I
you
qualify.
you have to qualify for it. So being that this is your senior year, this would be your last opportunity to do something like that.
Yeah.
So who are some of your mentors in, obviously other than your coaches, but I mean some of the other female wrestlers? Are there female wrestlers in colleges that you kind of look up to?
Definitely for female wrestlers, it was always my practice partner. She graduated last year though, but I feel like my goal, what pushed me on wrestling, was to always keep up with her because she always placed really well, and I'm like, I want to do that, so I try to keep up. And definitely is just some of my dad's friends, they had daughters that wrestled in high school, and so they'd go out of their way and try to help me out as much as they could.
So what happened? Well, first, tell me about some of your titles, some of your accomplishments over the years. We talked about 100th win. We talked about CIF champions. So tell me a little bit about your titles that you kind of hold now. I'm sure your jacket is full of patches, huh?
I've qualified for Masters every year I've wrestled, so I have a couple of patches for those because if you qualify, you get to go. I've placed at CIF since my freshman year. I've got to go to Fargo. I did do that. This last year, I competed at association duels, which is your county or area get to compete against other areas. It's called the Tri-County Duels. So I got to try that. And I go off season. We've been traveling to Vegas and Reno to go to a couple tournaments, and I took 6th at Reno Worlds, I think. So
Wow.
there was that one.
So what title are you chasing right now?
I want to go to state
So
and place.
so you've been to state.
No, I haven't.
You've never been to state. Okay, so that's your
Top 8 in
senior
state
year.
is our goal.
That's your goal, and that comes after masters.
Yes.
So masters, state is the top title. The top. You can't go any further than state. Is that correct?
There is senior nationals.
Okay.
So we can talk about it if that's something she wants to do. But and I'm totally down. But yeah, state is the pinnacle.
Joe, as the head coach of the Atascadero Greyhounds wrestling program, what is it like to have an athlete that is so accomplished and has such great drive as Emma does? What's it like to coach somebody like her?
First off, it makes me really proud to call her a friend, and I get to be a mentor and coach. So I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of her, extremely proud of her. It's very cool because I think you mentioned this earlier in the interview. Is like there is kids on the team that look up to her, whether she knows it or not. I see it from my filter, my perspective, my vantage point, and it's fun to see her do her thing at a high level. She's won a ton of tournaments throughout her career, and it's fun to be coaching in the finals. I mean, to be honest, I want to coach in the finals of every tournament, and she provides that for me a lot of times. And so that's really a cool experience to be a coach and be able to be in the finals. But yeah, just it's awesome to be have a coach athlete relationship like we do.
So you also own the club up in Paso, you and your partners.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, and where does Emma's influence come in over there?
Yeah. So we had I think there was a junior high tournament that Origin hosted last year, and we did a fundraiser for Emma to go to Fargo, North Dakota. So the community always comes together, whether it's Origin helping or pushing, but that's one thing. And then when she's at practice, she's focused. She's putting in the time. She's got the discipline. If you want to do anything in high school wrestling, you have to wrestle year-round. It has to be a commitment that you make early on. Maybe you're in 7th, 8th grade that you want to do. You want to make your mark. You want to do it, be a state placer. You got to wrestle year-round because it's just mat time that really helps out. And Origin provides that space in the North County here for a lot of athletes. So, and it's fun to have her there. Again, people look up to her there. We have girls that travel all the way from AG, Santa Maria, that look up to her,
Wow.
that want to be, that come to the club. And that's all her influence, and it's been awesome to have her there. It really is.
How does that make you feel?
I like it. I like that people want to do stuff with me or because of me.
What are some of the questions that the young girls ask you?
They
Like, hold on, real quick, Joe. What's your age group that you start over there? 6?
Yeah, around 6-ish to
Okay.
about 8 to 9 was like our novice.
Gotcha.
And then everything else is, come on in. If you're a little older than that, we call it elite class, but you can come in from like 10 to 18.
So how is it like those 6, 8, 7, 5, young girls, kind of plugging you for questions and getting some answers from it?
Well, there's actually really only one little girl on the team. I think I look up to her. Her name's Genesis, and I see her on Instagram, and she does jiu-jitsu, right?
How old is she?
I think she's probably 8.
And
Okay.
she has trophies, belts, medals, and she just started going to all these wrestling tournaments, and she's winning everything.
She's a phenom.
It's like,
Really?
it's crazy, yeah.
So she looks up to you, but yet you look
I
up
think
to her.
I look up to her more. Like, I see everything she does, and I'm like, that's crazy. It's like she's accomplished all this at that age, and she's driven. Like, sometimes they'll be wrestling in like groups of 3s, and she has to go against all these little boys because like she's the only girl really. And literally, if she does something, you're like, hey, how about you try this instead? That's the first thing she goes and does. Like, she listens and she
Very
goes and
coachable.
does it. Yeah.
So that and she's obviously at 8. She's what, 5th grade, 4th grade maybe?
No, probably 3rd or 4th.
Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And so there's obviously there's avenues for her to wrestle,
Yeah.
Tournaments and whatnot. Obviously not school. There's no school.
She was
wrestling.
at a tournament last weekend. for
Is there
Oregon.
school? Is there wrestling in elementary?
I wish there was, but there is not currently right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in order for
Not in our county.
Okay, so in order for her to wrestle, she has to actually be involved with a club
Yeah,
like
she
yourself.
goes to our club, and then like I said, she was out of just she has a very promising future in the sport.
Emma, what happens next year for you?
I'm gonna go to college. I'm planning currently to wrestle in college, and also I'll be in a nursing major. Like that's what it looks like so far. It's just choosing is what I have to do now.
Do they have women's scholarships for wrestling in college?
They do, but it's not as popular since women's wrestling is like its growing period right now. So a lot of teams are just starting. Like they started last year, or they're starting a team this upcoming year. So they don't quite have the funding in some of the smaller schools. So
Got it. So you're basically not looking for a scholarship per se for wrestling because there's very limited, if any, out there. So you're looking at just going to school on your own.
I just want to go to school and have fun wrestling, and then get my education and get ready for my future.
But you want to go to a school that you could potentially wrestle at.
Yeah.
So what are some of the schools that you're looking at?
I'm looking at like a few in Iowa. There's Graceland. There's some in Pennsylvania. Like I forgot the name of it already, but there's like a handful. It's everywhere. I have a lot of options right now, and that's like, it's really hard to pick.
So is like a UFC type stuff? Is that something that you would ever consider?
I did
that kind of wrestling
kickboxing stuff when I was younger and all that, and that's not really my thing. I'll be honest. I don't like the hitting. I only like the grappling. So.
But isn't that like a segue from women's
Could be.
sports or wrestling into some sort of UFC? Because I mean that's huge.
Yeah.
Whether it's men or women. And, I'm sure there's some sort of experience that they have with wrestling or jiu-jitsu or martial arts or something like that. Do you have any martial arts experience?
Just the jiu-jitsu and kickboxing and a little bit of judo.
You stay in that now?
I don't do it now just because I do off-season. Like, I do wrestling year-round, and I have a job and, like, do all the FFA and 4-H. So.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, guys, thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. Wish you all the success this year. Joe, as you would being the head coach there at Atascadero, obviously her success, your success, her success. And, of course, the team. What does it look like for you guys this year as you're in mid-season right now?
It's a challenging year right now, but like I said, we're in a full rebuild right now. So we're looking to put a lot of work in and get a lot better. We'll have some CIF place winners. We'll go to Masters. For the last 5 or 6 years, we've always taken kids to state, so I want to keep that tradition alive and get on the podium this year.
So the focus is trying to push athletes like Emma to that final phase.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
And if somebody wants to reach out to you for your club that you have up in El Paso, how do they find you?
Yeah, you can find us at origintrainingcenter.com, or we're on Instagram, origin_training_center. But yeah, we're taking a lot of kids in right now. Wrestling season is in full swing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, guys, for coming in. Emma, once again, thanks for coming in and sharing your story. And wish all the luck for you in this final year of your high school career, and as you grow and next year into college and your rest of your path.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, I want to thank Joe and Emma for coming in here to What's Up North County and telling us and sharing a story about the wrestling there in Atascadero, guys. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Esclar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coating, Premier Ag, Trailer Barn, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, Templeton Heating and Air, and 1776 Roofing Solutions. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag, to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.